Hey guys, it's Layla from Ignite, and in today's video I'm going to break down a structure for a sample question in the NESA paper that was released for human experience, and the link to that is below. Let's have a read through the question together and I'll take you through an overarching scaffold that should guide you in what an extended response to this type of question should look like. Okay, so the question reads, and let's just note it's worth 7 marks, this question. Explain how text 5 explores the significance of remembering and memories in the individual human experience. So looking at a question like this, the first thing that we need to note is we're asking to specifically address one text and one text only. And it's worth 7 marks. So it's asking you to delve a little bit more critically into that one text and to develop 2 sub-points under the idea of remembering and memories in the individual human experience that will help facilitate your response that's going into depth on that one text. So as a starting point, the first thing that you're going to need to break through is how you're going to develop a thesis statement that's going to give you a springboard through which your 2 main body paragraphs can sufficiently answer the question. So the thesis statement in this regard really has to frame the overarching structure of the rest of the response. And I think it's important to flag here that you need to devote some time planning before you start writing the response. You actually have to critically think, okay, what's my overarching argument here going to be? And what will my focus of my 2 paragraphs be in addition to that in order to prove my thesis? So in this regards, I think your thesis here, it needs to frame a nuance in how the text explores memory and remembering and how that is kind of fundamental to the individual human experience. Through this process of unpacking the thesis statement, I think it's even greater in a question like this because you're going into the depth on the one text. So it kind of requires that extra step. It's not enough to just kind of take the theme of the question and compare that between texts. Now you've got the theme, it's one text, and they're asking you to think candidly, but more critically and in greater depth. So to unpack your thesis, this is what you want to do. You want to think about, okay, some buzzwords to unpack those keywords in the question. What is memory, or how is it relevant? Why is it relevant? And how does it tie into these broader precepts of human experience? So as you're looking at the question, look at all of the keywords and try and unpack them even further by penetrating them with these types of questions. And that unpacking should then lead to 2 ideas that you can explore to prove your thesis statement. And what you want to do is, in that exploration, make sure that in those 2 ideas you explore, there is that logical progression between them. What you're unpacking in the first body paragraph should hopefully lead quite nicely into what you explore in the second. So I guess when we look at the wording of this question, without even looking at the text, right, we're thinking, I think it makes sense in the first body paragraph to look at, okay, why is memory so fundamental and how does it link to the notion of remembering? And then moving on to that, how is memory and remembering fundamental to one's understanding of their individual human experience? So in what ways does memory and remembering form our understanding of what it means to be a human in this world? So that could be a nice progression there. So you can see how unpacking the thesis statement actually gives you guidance as to what will then bleed into your body paragraphs for your structure. And then on a broader level, this is how it will look. So you'll have your introduction, and in that intro you'll have your thesis where you'll frame the overarching response to the question, and in that you'll signpost what the 2 body paragraphs are going to focus on. And then those 2 body paragraphs, you'll have one on remembering and memory. In the first one, you'll frame that in your topic sentence. And because it's 7 marks, I would advise you to have 3 bits of evidence in each of those paragraphs, following through with quote, technique, effect, and your concluding sentence. The second body paragraph will be much the same. It'll be on the second idea, which will be the impact of memory and remembering on one's individual human experience, which naturally would probably be their formation of sense of self, their understanding of their individuality, which is inherent to human experience and partially due to the value of memory and remembering. So you see how through the unpacking of the thesis, we've divulged one idea and that's led into the second one. And again, topic sentence, 3 quote techniques and effects, and then the concluding sentence. And the conclusion will reiterate all of that. Okay, so it's a 7 marker. It was based on one text. They gave us an idea, but we did have to develop that idea further in order to frame what was going to be the thematic focus of each of those paragraphs. And there had to be that cohesion in how these paragraphs are going to inform and justify what you put forward in your thesis statement. So I hope that was useful for you guys. Have a crack at answering that 7-mark response. Follow this type of scaffold, and hopefully you find it useful. If you have any questions, please do comment. But for now, like and subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do like the content, subscribe to our channel and we'll have more videos coming your way.
That's right, guys. Thanks for watching. And please make sure you check out our online resource database. We've had a team of state rank achievers and heads of English put these together for you, covering everything from essay structures and examples all the way through to craft of writing and comprehension skills. So check them out at ignitehsc.com.au, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.